In the 13th century, the world's most trusted currency didn't come from an empire. It didn't come from kings, palaces, or armies. It came from a swamp. Venice, a strange little city built on sticks and shallow water, somehow created money so reliable that everyone trusted their gold more than their own. At its peak, the Venetian ducat became the dollar of the medieval world. So how on earth did a small city of merchants pull that off? To get why Venice became a financial beast, we need to step into a medieval world where trust was rare. Back then, currencies were basically chaos. Rulers clipped coins, mixed in cheap metals, and changed weights whenever they needed quick cash for wars. If you were a merchant traveling across the sea, you constantly worried, is this coin real, or am I getting scammed? By 1200, Venice was already dominating trade. Glass from Murano, spices from Alexandria, silk from Constantinople. The city was buzzing. But there was a big problem. Trade needs a stable unit of value. So in 1284, Venice came up with its solution. The Ducat, a pure gold coin that kept the same weight and purity for more than 5 centuries. In a world full of shady money tricks, the Ducat was the honest coin in the room. But having a good coin isn't enough to build a financial empire. Venice paired the ducat with an entire system designed to make people trust them. At the center of it was the zecca, the state mint. Unlike other places, Venice took purity insanely seriously. Every ducat had exactly the same amount of gold year after year, century after century. Merchants trusted it the same way we trust the sun to rise. And Venice didn't stop there. The city built a rock-solid legal system around trade. Contracts were standardized. Notaries wrote everything down carefully. If there was a dispute, you didn't wait months. Venice solved it fast. They even invented something like early venture capital, the colleganza. One partner stayed home, the other sailed abroad, and they split the profits. Simple, smart, and incredibly effective. Then came the real game changer: bills of exchange. These let merchants move money across continents without carrying gold around, which, honestly, was dangerous and exhausting. It was basically the medieval version of wiring money. Safer, faster, and way more convenient. This whole system turned Venice into a financial machine. And then, everything was tested. In the 14th century, Europe's banking world fell apart. Florence's biggest families, the Bardi, the Peruzzi, the Acciaiuoli, all collapsed under bad loans and risky bets. Currencies crashed. People panicked. Confidence evaporated. But Venice? Venice stayed calm. Why did Venice survive while others fell? Because they refused to mess with their money. No debasement, no shortcuts, no cheap tricks. Even in crisis, the ducat stayed the same. So merchants abandoned collapsing currencies and flocked to Venetian gold. By the mid-13th century, the ducat wasn't just European, it was used across the Ottoman Empire, the Mamluk world, and even in Indian Ocean trade. Venice had created a reserve currency through discipline, not conquest. Venice's story comes with some solid lessons. First, stability beats size. A tiny republic outperformed entire empires just by staying consistent. Second, reputation grows like interest. Every honest ducat made the next one even more trusted. Third, law is the real backbone of money. Courts, notaries, predictable rules, that's what makes a currency work. Fourth, reserve currencies end when discipline does. The ducat ruled for centuries, until Venice stopped following its own principles. And later on, other powers tried to copy Venice's formula. Some did well for a while, others repeated the same mistakes that end every reserve currency. But that is a story for another episode.